Dragons in the skies, fire from the boughs, wisdom flowing fast, ancient temples bow, mountains echo tales, ancestors crying loud, heroes of the past, legends worn proud. On golden silk roads, history unfolds, mystics in the night, secrets they hold. Great walls shadow long, warriors in rows, in the courtyard's light, a lotus flower grows. Orchids in the wind, laughter from the light, truth within the sand, cities bathed in might. Tigers leap through time, rivers serpentine, harmony and chaos living by design. Phoenix rise anew, feathers burning blue, forest whisper soft, mind open and true. Scrolls of hidden art, sages they confide, speaking of the jade, time won't divide. Battles lost and won, emperors do reign, people marching on, dreams still remain. Peasant to the king, stories intertwined, every single soul walking a fine line. Orchids in the wind, laughter from the light, truth within the sand, cities bathed in might. Tigers leap through time, rivers serpentine, harmony and chaos living by design.
Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. We are back again. How is everyone doing tonight? Excuse me. Let me just grab some water. All right, that was a shoddy start. I should have been a bit more prepared, but it is what it is. Okay. How are you beautiful people doing tonight? Hope you are doing well. I believe it is Wednesday now. Or was it Thursday? I lose track of time. It's one of those days. It's Thursday. Cool. Hope you're doing well on this Thursday. We're coming close to the end of the week. Friday tomorrow. Hope you guys have got some interesting plans or doing something interesting. But yes, chilling. Hope you guys are well. Welcome back. I am the dust at the feet of God's servants. Only God is special. Welcome back. We're just going to jump over to this thing here. As I was coming on, I just saw some kind of like a tsunami warning for California. It looks like these guys have got webcams going on at the moment, so I thought it was interesting to pop in on this stream and just see, because apparently a tsunami. Apparently, Australia. California just had a 7-point earthquake. I know Gospel's on the East Coast, so she should be safe. But hopefully everyone else who's in chat, anyone from there is safe as well. But yeah, 7 on the Richter scale. Earthquake, possible tsunami coming in. So we're going to keep posted on this and just see what's happening. Yep, that looks good. All right, awesome. So yeah, we're just going to talk about a life. Topic of today's subject is going to be fake friends, frenemies, believing in yourself, and a few stories to help demonstrate points as I need. So first thing is, like, let's figure out what fake friends is. What's a fake friend? How do you get to a fake friend? So I had a simple idea in my head. I was like, I'll draw a little diagram and kind of explain it as best as I can. So essentially you have all right, it goes down in a list. Goes that way. Or that way, depending on how you're looking at it, whether you're working from the inside out or the outside in. But essentially, your inner circle will typically be close friends. You know, Those would be the people that you can trust with secrets. Those would be your close friends. Then there'd be friends. These are people that you get along with, but obviously you haven't built that relationship with them to be calling them a close friend. And then there's frenemies. Frenemies can be people who are friendly to your face and an enemy behind your back. So this is the middle ground between enemies and friends. So between enemies and friends is frenemies. These are the two-faced people. These are the ones who use manipulation and lies and all these tactics. Typically, they're doing it for some kind of selfish gain, because it's never for you. It's never for you. With a frenemy, with frenemies, it's never about you. It's about them. But with friends, you have good friends and bad friends. Yeah. So with the good friends and the bad friends, the good friends would be the guys who, lift you up and try and get you to do better, try and get you to be a better version of yourself. The bad friends are the ones that kind of hold you back. Not like through lies or deception. They're just honestly like I gave in the story the other day about me wanting to go to climb the mountain. My friends there, they were bad friends at that moment, because when I'm like, hey, let's go climb a mountain, and they're like, how about we just sit around and drink? They're not being good friends. They're not being very supportive. They're not being like, oh, let's try something new and different. Let's go for it. They're just going, let's just stick to what we know and what we like. So they were being bad friends to me, but good friends to each other. But they wouldn't be classed as frenemies. They would just be classed as bad friends. Now, if they were lying, if they were like, hey, yeah, we'll go climb the mountain, but first come down, we'll have a few drinks, we'll chat about it, we'll get prepped, and they had no intention of ever going anywhere like climbing the mountain, then they would become frenemies. That's when they're not there to help me, they're there to hinder me through deceptive means. So in life, you have to have a bit of discernment in trying to understand that there are different layers to people, and they could fall in any one of these parts of the category: close friends, frenemies, enemies. And this kind of goes with family as well. Within your family dynamics, you will have some family members who may be jealous of you, some family members who you just don't get along with, blah 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 blah. And then there'd be like groups within there. So it'd be like good family members, bad family members, and then the frenemy family members. Those family members are always just trying to cause trouble because they just got nothing else to do with their time. So it's really important to understand that there's different types of people. Like, you want to see the best in everyone 100%. Like I always say, you want to hope for the best with people, but what you're doing is you're hoping for the best while their decisions land them somewhere here. Their decisions will decide where they go, because the thing is, with good friends, you realize they're good friends because they actually care. They want to talk to you, they want to help you, they don't want to just take from you constantly, they want to give back. It's a mutual relationship with good friends. With the bad friend, it's typically like some sort of mutual benefit, but what we're both going down the drain. Whereas a good friend is, no, we both will be mutual benefit while we go up, the positive spiral upwards. The bad friend would be like the negative spiral downwards. Still a friend, but it's just a bad one. And then there'd be the frenemy, who's like just trying to destroy you and just trying to stop you from doing what you want to do, because they have some ego issue where they want to be in control of your life. So sometimes it's that, sometimes it's different reasons. Like I honestly can't tell you all the different reasons. I haven't thought about it too much because there's so many different reasons that someone could do something bad or some kind of manipulation or whatever, and it's just like, I ain't got time to think about it and try and rationalize your lies. If you haven't been honest with me, then I don't have the time and energy to figure you out and what part of you is the truth and what part is a lie. It's just easier just to go, cool, frenemy, tick, move on with my life. So this is the kind of discernment you need to have. Like, even with the bad friends, you need to have that discernment. Like, yeah, you could still enjoy the company once in a while, but it's not something that you want to be engaging in on a consistent basis, because then you will be ending up going down that negative spiral with them, because, like I said, they're not about growth, they're about comfortability. And if you're here, I'm hoping you're here for growth, because that's what this channel is about, growth. So I'm hoping this is making a bit of sense to you. It's not just about hating people and becoming a enemy to someone. You don't want to be enemies to anyone. You're just doing your thing. You're just focusing on your life. You're not focusing on other people's lives. You just kind of let go of the frenemy situations. You just go, cool, no good for me. I don't need that in my life. I could move on from that. It won't serve me. I've learned everything I can. I'm happy with just sticking with close friends and good friends, and sometimes bad friends once in a while. Because, like I said, sometimes we like to have a bit of fun and sit around and have a few drinks and play video games. Sometimes you want some kind of fun in that regard. So yeah, just get rid of the enemies and the frenemies, and just that's what I think most people want in life. I don't think anyone really wants an enemy or a frenemy. Most people just want to enjoy life. That's what I think, because that's what I want. But I don't know about what people actually do and do want. I haven't been looking at the screen for a few minutes. Was there anything on screen about a tidal wave or a tsunami even? No, there was some cartoon advert. And all right. Oh yeah, there's a couple of waves. Okay, nothing interesting. That's a shame. Didi, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Says, yes, San Francisco, warning, 20 minutes, get out of the Bay Area. I'm safe, thank you. Good, 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 good. No volume, D. No volume? Have I just been talking to myself this entire time? Nah. There should be volume. Let me just... There's volume. Come off it, Didi. You get me paranoid there. I just said a whole bunch of stuff. I was like, all right, am I gonna have to say that all again? Yeah, I'm well, thank you very much. Hope you're well too. Didi says two-faced friend enemies. Yes, exactly. They're nice to your face, but behind your back, they're scheming to attack you for whatever reason that they've justified in their mind. Maybe you've not opened the door for them one day and that's it. You've become an enemy for life. Whatever silly scenario in their head that they've decided to hold a grudge about. Didi says, if you have one good friend, you are doing good. Yeah, I only have one friend. I've only ever had one friend. Even though I've had all these various friends, good friends, close friends, I've only ever had one true friend. That's God. He's always been there by my side. Like he's the main man. He's the best friend anyone ever needs or wants. Like, honestly, that's why I always say, like, try and find God. Like, it's awesome, the best. But obviously it's your choice what you do, but he is like the bestest friend, and he won't stab you in the back. He's not one of those. He'll give you challenges, yes, but he'll also help you through those challenges. He's there with you every step of the way. Didi says, I've tried to have friends, D, but they will tear you down, use you, and very selfish. I haven't found many true people for friends. It is what it is. Yeah, exactly. The thing is, it's because most people don't have God in their life. Where if they had a friend like God, they would know how to be a friend to someone else. Most people use friendship as ways to get things out of people or to use people for their own benefit. That's not what friendship is. That's business. You know what I mean? That's not friendship. That's business. Friendship is about getting to know each other on a deeper level and connecting with respect and love. That's what friendship's about, you know. But yeah, people make it about what can I get out of this person. But yeah, it is tough nowadays. But hopefully, with the trend I'm seeing of all these celebrities and all these other people talking about God all the time and all the right things about God, like they're not talking about scriptures anymore. Oh my God, I'm so glad they're not. Well, there's the hardcore Muslims and the hardcore Christians who go to Speaker's Corner who are still banging on about scripture. Not that there's anything wrong with scripture. It's just, you know, they always just argued about the scriptures, like, oh, ours is right, yours is wrong. That kind of argument. It was never actually a true philosophical argument. It was never about, hey, listen, we just want peace, you want peace. Yeah, we call it different things. Yeah, you have this term in your religion, we have this term in our religion. But yeah, you know what? We're after the same thing. We want good people. Let's try and aim for that. Let's not keep bad mouthing each other. Let's just keep working on our own flock and make sure that they are the type of people we want to say, hey, they're part of our group. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So, yeah, and at that point we could hopefully have decent people and we can have friends again because everyone's got a friend in God. It reminds me of that Toy Story song. You got a friend in me. You got a friend in me. Anyway, Didi says just me and you, D. Yep, and the ninjas. Yeah, always the ninjas. But yeah, it's all good. It is what it is. I appreciate you joining me in the comments there, Didi. Like always, thank you. Didi says, no, the screen you were showing for a sec. I heard you, D. Some are bipolar. Just saying, oh, bipolar. Yeah, you don't know what to expect. With bipolar, I don't mind bipolar. Like, I get it. Life is tough sometimes, and some people react to life a bit more extremely with the highs and the ups and the downs. I get that, and that's not massive. That's not a massive issue to deal with. You know what I mean? It's more about the person's innate soul, whether they are in connection with their soul or not. Do you know what I mean? I think that's what it comes down to. And obviously, the bit stronger your connection with your soul, the stronger your connection with God, and then obviously, better friends. That's why I think that most like religious, if you look at all these religious communities, what's the one thing all of them have in common, guaranteed? It's community. It's community. As soon as religion pops up, it's all about community and coming together and working together. Community is always a part of it. But yeah, that's what's supposed to come out of that love and compassion and that finding God and truth, is that compassion and that humility for one another. Like Jesus would say, seeing God in everyone kind of thing situation. I'm paraphrasing it really badly. But I'm sure Didi will drop us the right lines. Didi says, John 15:13, greater love hath no man than this, that a man lay down his life for his friends. Yes, exactly. No, 100%. I'd die for my friends. Even, I'm not going to even lie, I would die for the frenemies as well. This is the dumbness of me. I would die for frenemies up to a point. I'd still, like, even with them, I'd be like, enemies a bit harder to die for because, you know, they want you dead. So it's like, you're doing them a favor. But frenemies, I think they're just usually confused people. So yeah, funny that you say that. Proverb 18:24, a man that hath friends must shew himself friendly, and there is a friend that sticketh closer than a brother. A man that hath friends must shew himself friendly, and there's a friend that sticketh closer than a brother. And I guess that friend is God, if I'm reading that correctly. John 15:15, henceforth I call you not servants, for the servant knoweth not what his Lord doeth, but I have called you friends, for all things that I have heard of my Father I have made known unto you. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Everyone should be a friend, and then they make the choices, like I said, whether they want to be a frenemy like Judas, or whether they want to be a good friend like one of the other disciples, or a bad friend like one of the other disciples who denied him afterwards. You get your different characters. Didi says, Toy Story, you got a friend in me. I love Toy Story. I actually did used to think, I was like, I wonder if the toys come alive when I leave the room. I was like, maybe not in this universe, maybe in another parallel universe, but not in this one. Shivites, welcome back. Dropping his usual lingo. Evening all. Big up. Didi says, I had a neighbor. She would act friendly. Soon as someone called or came round, she would turn. I had to shut that down. I couldn't deal with her. Told her I would text. That's it. That is it. What do you mean? She would act friendly. Soon as someone called or came round, she would turn. Oh, okay. Yeah, I get you. What you mean, the gospel. She was friends when it suited her, essentially. So she wasn't your friend. You were her friend when she needed. I'm guessing that's what you're saying. Like when no one else was about, that's when she would call you. Otherwise, she didn't want to talk to you. Yeah, you don't need people like that. Gospel. Didi says, yes, Jesus calls us friend. Good man. He's a good man. Shiva says, how bad is the earthquake in California? It was a 7 on the Richter scale, and then there was some shock waves around. And on the screen right now, he's showing one of them, which is 4.3 off the coast. The others were a bit more inland. The 7 one was inland. But yeah, I've not seen any tsunamis or anything kind of alerts on the screen for it just yet. But we're keeping an eye on it. Hopefully everyone's all good there. I know because California sits on the fault line, doesn't it? San Andreas fault. So there's always that big danger that they're always waiting for that one massive earthquake that just kind of just goes, and just drops. Literally, I think 80% of California into the ocean, or not the ocean, the Atlantic Ocean. I think that one is. Atlantic's that one. The one between Australia and South America, that ocean. So yeah, just keep an eye on it. Just seeing if it's just going to be a little minor one. There we go. Didi says James 2:23, and the scripture was fulfilled, which saith, Abraham believeth God, and it was imputed unto him for righteousness, and he was called the friend of God. Yeah, I heard that. Abraham was like, I was watching some Jewish rabbi speaking, and I think they said like Abraham had a friend, and that was God. I thought that was cute as well. I was like, yeah, that's nice. Did he say yes when it suited her, when she needed something? Yeah, exactly. It's quite easy to read people's intentions. You do hope that you're wrong and that they are just maybe having a bad day and it's just that one off or whatever. But yeah, when you start seeing patterns on it, that's when you know, okay, yeah, this is where you categorize them. But you have to use discernment in that. You have to understand that, and most people learn this through experience. It's when you experience these types of people that you end up going, okay, cool, yeah, definitely want to stay away from that kind of person. It's not good for my energy. It's not good for my movement. Like if I'm moving forward and then there's this person that's just there doing that, yeah. Shiva says, bloody hell, Pacific Ocean. Pacific, that's the one. Or as some people say, the specific ocean. Because you were specific, weren't you? See what I did there? Oh, I'm a genius. I'm so funny. I'm sorry. Little things please little minds. I was quite pleased myself with that specific joke. Gossel say, oh, Didi says in 20 minutes check for tsunami in Bay Area. Yeah, they've got the cams cycling through the. I was listening in. They're actually quite good. They've got a massive team going on. They've got about 3-4 channels. This is one of the other channels that he's showing at the moment, where they watch the earthquake and they monitor all the earthquakes and the seismographs around the planet and see which sensors are picking up how much shockwave, etc. But yeah, they keep flipping back over when they get a heads up, hey, something's about to happen. So we're good with this. That's why I just left it all up, because as long as we leave it up, we'll be good. We'll catch something. The channel that I'm doing this from, just to go support them because I appreciate them, is called Force 13 Earthquakes. Force 13 Earthquakes. So yeah, please do check them out and give them a subscribe. Shivite says Abraham and Sarah equals Lord Brahma and Saraswati. Abraham and Sarah equals Lords Brahma and Saraswati. Okay, interesting. What about the Krishna and the Radha? That one's over? Or is this just all the different unions? Like the who else is there? There's like the Shiva and the what's her face? Parvati, right? Yeah. And then I think there's Vishnu and some lady. Is that all it is? Is it just the groupings? So each one has an equivalent. So you're saying Abraham and Sarah equals Lord Brahma and Saraswati. Interesting. Didi says yes, discernment patterns. Yes, exactly. No, I don't think it was a joke. I think it's some kind of way of understanding different texts and looking at them with a different perspective. You should check out Manny Cinders and channel. I'll check it out offline. If it's something that I can bring up, I'll bring it up. If I could find some, I'm sure I could, but yeah. Thank you very much, Gospel. If you like. If you're new here, subscribe. If you do subscribe, hit the bell notification, and please do share. Thank you very much for reminding me again, Didi. Thank you. Shiva says Christ equals Christos equals Krishna. Cool. So Christ is Krishna, Abraham is Lord Brahma. Who's Shiva? Is Shiva? Who's Shiva? Moses? No, not Moses. Noah? Is Shiva Noah? Because he's there for the end during the flood. Didi says, I know you are spot on, just making joke. No, it is true. No problem. D, anytime, no worries. Thank you. Shivite says the Great Pyramid is dedicated to Lord Brahma, the 4 faces of Lord Brahma. Oh, he's got 4 faces. Okay, I thought it was 3 for some reason. I guess with the pictures, I've only ever seen the 3, the one on the front and the 2 on the side. I guess I never see the one at the back because it's the back of the painting, I guess. Interesting. Okay, 4 faces of Brahma. And he's all. I don't understand the whole pantheon of how it all connects and stuff. I just know the one at the top. But yeah, I know some of the bits that connect, but yeah, I don't know all of it. And I'm definitely not aware of the pyramids for Brahma. That's interesting. That's definitely interesting. So would Brahma be Ra? Equivalent to Ra? Because I think the Amun Ra I think his name is the Egyptian god of the sun. Like he was the main god guy. Amun Ra. Is that Brahma Amun Ra? Ooh. Okay, maybe. I think I'm just getting more excited on my own. Ooh, Brahma Amun Ra. Ooh, rhymes. Didi says, I don't understand the four faces, how they connect either D. Yeah, I'm guessing just different perspectives, I guess. How it's like how the Trinity is also one, you know? It's like saying a being with three heads. If you said being with three heads and then someone tried to explain the Trinity saying no, it's three kind of personifications, three attributes, but they're one being. So maybe these guys have got a fourth that we aren't aware of. Dun dun dun. The rabbit hole goes deeper. I do need to get the sound effects eventually as well. I do need to start working on that stuff. I've been promising it for a very long time. I need to start doing it. Hopefully for the next stream. And the thing is, I did try and do it. I did try and have a look at the software, and it was really damn complicated. It was really annoying me, and I was like, I need to spend a bit of time figuring this out. And I never put aside that time to then figure it out properly. But yeah, I'll get around to it soon. Shiva says Abraham was given that title because he could read and translate the text on the pyramid. Interesting. So Abraham was around when the pyramids were around. So pyramids were a previous civilization, I take it. Read and translate text on the pyramid. And from what I've heard in the stories, with Abraham, the story I heard on the Jewish channel with the rabbi person speaking was essentially that Abraham lived in a world which was very paganistic, which was very devoid of God, and he became friends with God, and God taught him a lot of stuff. I think that was the general gist of the story I got. So you're saying that he got that knowledge from the pyramids? Or the symbolic pyramid? Shiva says Radharani equals white light magnetism. Okay, cool. I get you there. With the Ra and the Radharani and the white light and the magnetism. Gospel says, sorry, I just feeling a bit silly. Gospel says, yes, God is one and only God that loves and draws you to him, the love of the Father for his children. Yes. Only one God. Didi, yeah, Shivites never explains where he gets all this from. I've even asked him to start a channel or something where he can explain it, a bit more of this stuff because it sounds interesting. But yeah, he doesn't want to. But he likes to come and drop some gems to us every once in a while, which I appreciate. Thank you again, Shivites. Shiva says Enoch Enki built the Giza pyramid. Who were the descendants of the Anunnaki? Enoch and Enki, or Enoch/Enki, possibly because it's the same person, built the Giza pyramid. Who were the descendants of the Anunnaki? So I know a bit about the Anunnaki. I know that they were Sumerian. They're from Sumerian tales. Anunnaki translated means those who came from above, is what Anunnaki means. Yeah, some people hypothesize that they are ancient aliens. You know that crazy guy with the hair goes aliens from that Ancient Aliens documentary? Yeah, that's what they typically point back to a lot, is the Anunnaki and all these other kind of stories about beings that came from above. Yeah, but they came down, they had knowledge and stuff, and they taught the Sumerians about farming, agriculture. Well, not farming is agriculture, but like the water irrigation system, writing, economics, all sorts. They taught them basically the foundations of civilization. That's why ancient Sumeria literally just pops out of nowhere with a full writing system, full farming, full irrigation, full understanding of everything around them and how to organize a society just out of nowhere. And then they had clay tablets, which survive to today, which we read and we can go, oh, cool. They kept receipts. They did this. They did that. They, like, honestly, they had receipts and stuff for like someone purchasing stuff, clay tablets that survived. So they were just like us. They just normal day transactions and stuff like that. And they would have receipts that the person will make out of clay, throw it in the oven, make it rock hard, and go, here you go. That's your receipt. Yeah, it was just really cool. But anyway, so they had stories about how these beings from above came down and taught them everything. And yeah, that's what Shivite is reference to when he says Anunnaki or Enoch Enki. These people are from the Anunnaki dynasty. Like this god was related to this god, and this god had a fight with this god. These gods, meaning these beings that came from above. I believe that they were possibly angels, and obviously people interpreted them as gods, and then these angels that would have war amongst each other and stupidness would happen. Those would be the angels fighting each other, the good and the bad, fighting. I don't know, maybe interdimensional beings, maybe angels, maybe aliens, whatever. But regardless, we all can agree that the angels and the aliens come from one place, God. They come from God. So whatever it is, we'll figure it out one day, if we're meant to figure it out. If not, it'll be a great mystery to end on. There we are. Shiva says, check out Arcaics. Oh, I think you have mentioned that YouTuber before. Sorry, yeah, you have actually. I did try watching a bit of his stuff, but it was just so like information heavy. I was just like, I can't learn this. Like, I can't sit down and just absorb all this information. I need to go check, research. I need to do a lot more information. I think that's why I kind of like step back from it. Because I was like, I'm not that interested. It's interesting, but I'm not that interested to go do the research myself completely. In regards to connections between these things, it doesn't help me in my everyday life personally. If you're writing a book about it, it'll be perfect. But for me, I'm not writing a book about this stuff. So Shivat says Abraham was descendants of the Sumerians, who were the descendants of the Anunnaki or Anuna. DD says fallen angels. Shivat says the Anunnaki are from the underworld. They came from outer space. Outer space, inner space. What's the difference? If they went, let's say a spaceship came here from, let's say, a wormhole, and that wormhole was connected to another dimension. Yes, they come from outer space because that's where they traveled from after they traveled to this dimension, but essentially they would have traveled from another dimension. Just because something comes from outer space doesn't mean it comes from outer space. It could be an angel that comes from above, a being of light, like a UFO kind of situation, that people interpret as aliens or whatever. We don't know until we know. All we know is the different interpretations and the different narratives that everyone else has woven. But the truth will be the truth, and we won't 100% know the truth until we know the truth. And until then, it's just like, yeah, whether they're from outer space or not, doesn't bother me. It's fine. We can say they're from outer space. It's fine. We can say they're interdimensional. It's fine. We can say they're ghosts. That's fine. We can say whatever we want. It honestly doesn't matter. Shiva says that's bullshit. No one can physically enter this realm. But you don't think it's possible for interdimensional travel? You think interdimensional travel is fake? Is that what you're saying? Or do you believe there's no other dimensions? Because you're 100% sure that no one can physically enter this realm. So I just want to understand how you know that no one can physically come in from another dimension. Do you know there's only one dimension or something, or do you know? Didi says Jude 1:6, and the angels which kept not their first estate, but left their own habitation, he hath reserved in everlasting chains under darkness unto the judgment of the great day. Cool. Not kept their first estate, but left their own habitation. He hath reserved. Okay, cool. Interesting. Shiva says they came down from the mountains where the entrances led down their deep underground facilities. Oh, wait. I'm so confused. I thought you said they were from space. Now you're saying they're underground facilities. Bro. Okay, so you're saying. I think I know what you're saying, but I just need you to elaborate a little bit more just to make sure I'm on the right page. Didi says 2 Peter 2:4, for if God spread not the angels that sinned, but cast them down to hell and deliver them into chains of darkness to be reserved. And it's the same thing, isn't it? But just worded differently. Genesis 6:1-22, and it came to pass when men began to multiply on the face of the earth and daughters were born unto them, something bad happened. Dun dun dun. Probably judgment. Shiva says space is magnetism, which totally dependent on its dielectric component. That sounds super smart, but I have no idea what it means. I'm like, if you understand it, please just break it down into English. I don't understand. Remember, please, I am super slow. I know some of these scientific words, and I know some of these theories, and I know a little bit here and there, but space is magnetism, which totally dependent on its dielectric component. What does that mean? Are you saying that dark matter is what causes space, and that dark matter is a dielectric component that causes magnetism? But then how do you know about dark matter? How can you? It sounds like it's based on a lot of assumptions, but I'm trying to figure out what those assumptions are, because maybe they're solid. Maybe they're solid. I just don't have a clue. Not a Scooby. Propagiza, welcome back. Says, what's going on here then? What's going on here then? We were talking about frenemies. Frenemies. People who are nice to your face, but then are trying to tear you down behind the scenes, and how you should have discernment in life and cut these people out because they are not worth your time and energy. And then we evolved into talking about ancient society. How do we get to Anunnaki again? We went earthquakes because we were talking about the earthquakes up on screen. Oh yeah, because you said the Brahma and the Sarah thing. Yes, Brahma and Abraham, Sarah and some lady I can't remember the name of. Saraswati. There we go. I remembered. Yeah. It was a rabbit hole, Propagiza. It was a rabbit hole. You'd have to go back and watch it. Didi's like, break it down. Yeah, please break it down, Shivites, if you can. If not, don't worry. But it's just highly complex ideas that you're trying to express in very few words. Especially ideas that are still quite fringe. I believe they're fringe. I'm guessing they're fringe. Gospel says, talking about backstabbing so-called friends. Oh. What's that mean, Gospel? I missed it. Shivite says the Anunnaki are from the underworld. They came to the surface around 6,000 years ago after big catastrophic reset, which affected their underworld too. So they came up to surface. So they're still on the surface then, these Anunnaki, or did they go back down? Did they? Did everything restore to normal underneath the ground after the big catastrophe? Jay Fu, welcome back. Greetings to all. There's quite a few of you in here. I might as well tell you now while you're here. Go ahead and hit that like button if you like this kind of content. If you're new here, go and subscribe. Share if you know anyone who like this kind of content. But if you do like this content, actually do hit this like button, okay? Hit that damn thing. Let me know you're awake over there. You know, just go like that with your finger. That's all you need to do. Click. Just saying. Hashtag watch last stream. Shivite says it's a Taurus field. Space is a Taurus field. I understand the whole electromagnetic properties of the universe. I get that. But the whole thing about space being what do you say, Taurus field, I'm just, let me see. I can't figure it out, buddy. I can't figure it out. It's on you. It's on you, teacher. Teach us the ways of this magnetic field. Didi says, what were you talking about, D? A lot of different things. Frenemies. Shivite says both. Yeah, I don't think I'll ever get it, or maybe I'll get it one day. It's not something I need to get my head around right now. So I'll let it go to the back burner for now. Thanks for the little brain teaser there, Shivites. Appreciate that. Didi says, tap the button. Just saying. Give a like, subscribe, share, thumbs up. Exactly. It's not that hard. That's my Mario accent. It's a Mario. It's easy. It's a me, Mario. We should do a bit of Mario Kart racing someday. I should get my Wii out. Shiva says the universe resides in ocean of pure source energy. Yes, it does. Yes. Agreed. But those are in different dimensions. This is why I'm so confused. Because the universe residing in an ocean of pure source energy isn't just in one dimension, it's in all dimensions. That's why I'm like, there's different dimensions and you can travel from one dimension to another because they exist and there's ways to do this. That's why your point was essentially that you can't travel. That I thought that was your point, that you can't travel between dimensions, and that's why it's impossible for them to be from another dimension or whatever. So yeah, we'll figure it out eventually. Hopefully, we'll see what happens. Didi says, hear what D is saying, don't hear what he is not saying. Exactly, bruh. Shiva says there are only two fundamental dimensions: push and pull, magnetism and dielectric. Is that what you're gonna say? That's what you typically say, I think. Magnetism and dielectricity. Yeah. So you're saying just because there's only these two functions, there's only two dimensions. Interesting theorem. Cool. I think the best way I can explain it to you is this, Shivites. And I think you might be able to get this if we're on the same page. If we're not on the same page, then I'm talking rubbish and you won't get this. But essentially, let's say that's magnetism and that one's dielectricity. Let me see. Wait, let me put myself up as big. I don't think we're going to see anything with this tsunami, so we'll take that down for now. But here we go. So essentially, you have over here magnetism, and then you have dielectricity here. So this would be one dimension. That would be another dimension. But as you could appreciate, there's also the dimensions in between. There's the dimensions in between that go across, you know. So it's a little bit of this much magnetism and this much dielectricity would cause this particular dimension, and then this much dielectricity and this much magnetism would cause, you know what I mean? Essentially, that would create the different. You could say these are the two main forces, but they still create multiple dimensions. In my perspective, obviously, you could tell me if I am not understanding your point correctly. But that's the way I would describe it. As if you are going to use dielectricity and magnetism as forces, that's fine as forces, but don't separate them into just the two dimensions. If I'm tracking the same thing you're tracking. Propaganda says, did you know Krishna had 16,108 wives, 8 principal queens, and 16,100 women that he had rescued from a demon, and he married them? Gangster. But also a headache. That's a lot of wives. All joking aside, I think it was, like you said, it was he rescued them. It was more of a rescued women that nobody else probably would have wanted, because they were like, oh, they were captured and we don't want them because they're not pure or virgins. And Krishna probably was like, yo, I'll take care of you, kind of thing. Because that's what typically back in the days when you had this many wives, it wasn't that you were doing it for a lust. It was usually because you would be the big boss man who would take care of everyone, like Solomon, King Solomon. I think he had like 700 wives or something as well, 300 concubines. It's just women that gravitated towards him because he'd be able to take care of them. But yeah. But modern day standards, Krishna, G. He's a G, bro. He's a G. Prabhupada says, after being freed by Krishna, the women were afraid to return to their homes, as society at the time would not accept. Exactly. Perfect. Yes, exactly. You're already on the same lines. They asked Krishna to marry them so they could gain the status of married women and live in a society with honor. Yeah, exactly. That's the same reason I give for why I don't have an issue with Muhammad and some of his marriages, him having multiple wives. Like, personally, like, it's not an issue for me if I can see that he married widows and people who were already like old and whatever. Like, he wasn't marrying young girls for the sake of it. Yeah, the one which everyone makes a big deal about, but then that was the only one. Everyone else was just like different ages and just random women. Same thing there. It's never been an issue for me. I think people tend to go, this is the truth, and anything outside of it is a lie. And when they do this, they don't actually get to see the truth, because they've decided what the truth is by circling it and going, hey, this is the truth. Everything else is a lie. Now, that's why they need to wipe that way of thinking away and go, let's see what it is for what it is, rather than trying to see everything as good and bad. Let's see it for what it is. Okay. Sex, everyone can agree, is seen as both good and bad. It's good when you're in a marriage and you've got a family and you're doing whatever, and then it's bad when you're doing it in lustful ways and you're doing it in degenerative ways and blah blah blah. So you can see that there's a difference there, but it's the same action, but the intention and the way it's the way you do it is different. So yeah. So Krishna having this many wives, it doesn't bother me if he's doing it in a respectful way, which I believe he was, because that's why they would consider him a prophet. Anyone else who'd be doing it would probably be doing it for the whole lust reasoning, and then they would obviously not get the same, like, oh yeah, that's cool. It'd be more of a you're taking it a bit far, mate. You're just doing this for self pleasure, and all you're going to do is destroy yourself and the women around you, and then they will destroy you, and then you'll be broken and you'll wonder where your life went wrong, and yada 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 yada. Same old story, different day. Probably says, are you playing Hangman? No, we should though, shouldn't we? Let's play Hangman. Let's play a quick game. One quick game of Hangman. I think I'm near the bottom of the comments, so yeah. I'll read the last few comments and then we'll play a quick game of Hangman and then we'll end the stream there. Shivite says the yin and the yang. Yes, you could call it, the two forces, yeah. Propaganda says, has anyone asked for the letter S? Right, so Shivite asked for the letter S. I'll get that noted down. Shivite says yes, but it's still the gu and the ru. It doesn't take away from the gu and the ru. It just understands that there's more to life than just the gu and the ru. There's the shades in between. Even with the yin and yang, where they meet, one side's black, one side's white, and then the very middle one, if it's done properly, should be half a white circle and half a black circle to show the division between the two lines, where the middle one is the one where it's the two becoming one. It's almost like the fractal yin and yang. It's the yin and yang that makes the yin and the yang, if that makes sense. I hope this is making sense. Track the tsunami. Let's have a quick look. They're just still showing the earthquake page. They're not showing the tsunami page again, because the tsunami was supposed to hit an hour ago, literally an hour ago. When I started the stream is when the tsunami was supposed to hit. That was what the estimated timing was. So that's why I had it playing at the beginning. Didn't see anything. They did show the waves a little bit going backwards and forwards. That was it. Nothing serious. I wouldn't even say serious. Nothing interesting. So yeah, don't worry about the tsunami. It's all good. Everything's safe. So everything's safe there for now. Touch wood. I don't want to jinx it now. Shiva says it's 16,108. Oh, is that the amount of wives he had? Probably says, what about Aisha? The only issue I have about Aisha is everyone making a big deal out of it. If people are going to say, oh, look, she says herself that she and Muhammad slept when she was 9 years old, she also doesn't have a problem with it where she wrote about it. She also doesn't complain about it. She doesn't say she was forced. She doesn't say anything else, It's like, oh, you want to point at it and say it's a problem because she's written about it, and people were doing this, like I said, back then all the time. There was no age of consent back then. The fact that these guys had some kind of system in place should be relief enough. But people are like, oh, no, but the age. It's like, yeah, but if she's written about it herself and she's got no issues with it, then I can't have an issue with it. You know what I mean? It is what it is. Gospel Diddy says God never condoned this and they were judged. Well, I've heard, once again, listening to these rabbis talking about the Bible and stuff. They told me some stories about how back in the day, like there was this guy, and I think his name was Jonah. He had like 2 wives or something, but this was allowed, and they were sisters. And this was allowed because this was before the Torah was given. So before the rules came down as to this and this and this. So you say God never condoned this and they would be judged in a bad way for certain things, but you always have to understand I think from the aspect from these religious people would be the jurisprudence, is like the law at the time, like what was understood before God sent down that messenger and that message. Because God can forgive everything. God can forgive everything. It's just whether we repent enough with the heart or not. That's the issue. Because the thing is, he could forgive, but if it's not a true repentance, there's nothing to forgive because there's no true repentance. You know what I mean? So there has to be true repentance in order for God to actually forgive you. Did he say Solomon's wife sent him into paganism? Interesting. But part of the story, he wasn't meant to be the Messiah. He wasn't the one supposed to be bringing in the 1,000 year of peace, was he? It was part of the story. He was just part of the story. He did what he had to do, and I guess his story was a lesson that, hey, listen, you could do this thing, you could take the power, you could have the wives, but you can't let it take control of you. I guess don't let the women lead you towards paganism is a lesson there. Very good lesson to have. Very good lesson to have. Propaganda says, what are you going to choose? A TV show, a place, etc.? Still deciding. Probably a character. We'll probably go character. I'll give you a couple of clues. Probably says yin yang bing bang. Didi says, safe for now, we will see. Aisha said the messenger hit her hard in chest. Yeah, but you have to look at the context. You're saying it as if he beat her because she didn't clean her room, or because she gave him a funny look. No, I think the story in that situation, because I think you've shared that story before, is that Muhammad went to bed with Aisha, but then he woke up to go talk with God, and while he was going to talk with God, Aisha secretly followed him, and then he pushed her, and you could say hit her on the chest or pushed her on the chest and said, what are you doing here? You should not have been here kind of situation. So it wasn't I'm beating the crap in the living daylights out of you with anger. It doesn't sound like that kind of situation. It doesn't sound like a situation of, oh, you left your shoes out again, you dumb nut. Doesn't sound like that either. It sounds like a situation of, you're not supposed to be here. Like, this was a private moment for me, and you've invaded that privacy. Like, that to me doesn't sound aggressive. It sounds more of disappointed and more setting up barriers, pushed her, hit her in the chest, pushed her in the chest, hit her in the chest, away, whatever, and created that space because he was like, listen, you've invaded my space, my time. I was here talking to God, and you've turned up secretly trying to see what's going on. Like, I don't know. For me, like I said, context matters. It's always about context and trying to understand the situation. This is what judges do. If you go to court, you don't want the judge to go, oh, you broke the law, that's it, boom. No, you want to go, no, judge, but there was a reason I broke the law. Like, I didn't mean to. I didn't want to break the law. It's just something I had to do. I had to speed at 4 times the speed limit because someone was sitting in my back car bleeding to death. I had to get them to the hospital. You know what I mean? This situations, the circumstances where the judge will look at you and go, okay, yes, I can see based on this situation, you breaking that law was permissible because it was for the greater good. It wasn't for a malicious reason. You know, intent matters. That's the way I do things here. That's why I try and give you guys as much understanding as I can in regards to, like, when people come up and they just talk for an hour, I try to give them understanding. I'm trying because I'm like, it's like, you got to give that and have that patience with people. Gospel Didi says, yes, God at the beginning wanted us to multiply and no problem. God had the bloodline, and when enough people, he stopped. And now cousins get married and have all kind of physical and mental issues. Yes, they do. But that's just more of a society degrading situation than anything, really, to be honest, than people having kids. Because if you're going to do the math, excuse me, starting with 2 people and going to many, and starting with 2 people and then going to many people, Adam and Eve, and then going to all these different people, we don't have these health problems apparently. But now from going from these people outwards and expanding again, apparently we are having health problems. Now this is when you're running into cousins, and now the issues are coming. It doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense. I think it's we need to relook at how we understand the whole Adam and Eve story and the descendants and the 2 people leading to billions of people. Yeah, I get you follow the Bible and you follow it the way it's taught to you, but yeah, I just think we need to reinterpret the understanding of that story to its higher meaning. Oh, here we go. Propaganda says, is that when he was talking to God wearing her clothes? Oh, is that you're talking about Aisha or Muhammad wearing Aisha's clothing or something, aren't you? Yeah, we don't care about that, Propaganda. Don't no snide remarks about Islam. I don't. It's not needed. It's not needed. It's not needed. If you want to just come out and say that you don't like Islam because you don't like cross dressers, that's fine. But yeah, just none of that, please. Gospel says, he said, so you were the black shape that I saw in front of me. I said, yes. He struck me on the chest, which caused me pain. Then he said, did you think Allah and his messenger would deal with you and deal with unjustly with you? Yeah, but it was from the story of her following him, right? You've quoted that, but it is, he struck me on the chest. Okay, if you want to cause someone pain, where do you hit them? Where do you hit them? Come on, we've all watched EastEnders or you've all watched soap operas. When a woman or someone's going to hit someone, where do they hit them when they want to hurt them? They punch them in the face. They slap them in the face. Women will slap each other. Men will punch each other in the face. He's hit in the chest. You know, for me, it's easy enough for me being a big guy, push someone in the chest and them to go, oh, you hit me in the chest. When I'm gone, no, I pushed you in the chest. You know, my push is their hit. It's all about perspective. But yeah, even that doesn't sound like, oh, he's beating the crap out of me. It just sounds like he hit her in the chest, and he was like, that's what you get because you were following me. You shouldn't have been following me. Like, what you doing? You should give me my privacy. I don't know. I think boundaries are important in relationships. I think boundaries are important. And if someone pushes your boundaries, you have to show them that they push your boundaries. Otherwise, they'll just keep pushing those boundaries. Shivat says, we all have 2 selves, the metaphysical and the physical, yin and yang, gu and ru, prakriti and purusha, sukha and dukkha, Black Lord Krishna and White Radharani, Abraham and Sarasvati. That's another one, I'm guessing you said, yeah. Prabhupada says, don't go down that road. We'll never hear the end of it. Yeah, please don't go down the Muslim road. You know, a lot of them are dumb. A lot of them are stupid. A lot of them are retarded, especially these Dawa ones. I honestly, I can't give them the benefit of the doubt anymore with the amount of stuff I've seen post. Like, honestly, I haven't even shown you guys. They've posted so many videos about me. It is insane. Just trying to discredit me and just saying stupidness, and like they've got a video of me with like Donald Trump above my head going, like, just taking the piss. Like I must have gotten their nerves that bad that they decided that they had to make videos about me, like to take the mick. If this arguing the point, that's one thing. You know, I'm like, cool, I like that. You know, they argued the point. Maybe I learned something new. Maybe I was wrong about something, but they don't do that. They're just taking the piss. And when they're taking the piss, it just shows your inability to fight intellectually. You know what I mean? So yeah, I don't have that much patience for the Muslims right now. That's why I don't want them coming in this chat and giving all their BS about how Islam's the only way. So yeah, don't say Islam too many times. Don't mention the Prophet too many times. Not that I'm scared of them. It's just I don't want to destroy them because I am done with their BS at the moment. Yeah, and all the other religions too. Any other religion that comes in and tries to push their BS, it's like no thanks. We're here to get closer to God. We're not here to promote religions. Gospel says he causes her pain, so he was physically abusive. All I'm going to say. Gospel, I've had women hit me in the arm. They're on like that. Oi, oi, stop it. They do all this dumb stuff. Am I going to cry about it? No, it's just human interaction, you know. Sometimes you might have someone who is pissed off at you and punches you, and you have to understand, like, sometimes whatever. It doesn't excuse their behavior, but you have to understand if they're working on it, it's different. And if it's done for no reason, it's different. Like I said, in this situation, she crossed her boundaries with him. There was boundaries that were crossed, and he, from what I understand, pushed her on the chest. She interpreted it as a hit because he must have been a bigger guy because he's older than her and older than her. So he must have pushed her, and for her, it felt like a hit. You know what I mean? It's just, I'm just using common deduction. Like I'm not gonna just because of this one line of hit, I'm gonna now vilify him and say, oh look, he's an evil bastard. No, I don't know that. I don't know that. I don't know this guy from Adam. I don't know him. All I know is what people have said about him. All I know is that God knows the truth. And, you know, God will make the best judgment based on all the facts. Me, based on my limited facts, all I can say is I've got no issue with it if he's doing it in a righteous way. And I think that'd be similar to what God would want. And I think at that point, that's where I would just go, I've got nothing else to deal with this. I don't need to have this thought process a part of my life. Like you'll see the other YouTubers on here. Oh my God. You see them and it's not talking, I don't want to talk smack about them, but essentially you'll see them come online and all they want to do is talk about Islam. And the funny thing is they hate Islam. They hate Islam so much, but they give it so much of their attention. They give it so much of their energy. And it's like, what are you doing? Do you not understand how counterproductive you're being with your life right now? Like, honestly, you hate this thing, but you're giving it all your attention. That's not how you fight this thing. You don't fight it by giving it all your attention. You fight it by doing your thing that counteracts that thing. You know what I mean? But yeah, it's funny, but sad at the same time. I hope they learn and understand and realize that just hating on something doesn't make it go away. In fact, all you're doing is just ruining your own life and ruining your own mood and your own state of mind by constantly just putting yourself down by focusing on what you don't like. Like, it sounds so simple, and they should realize this, but apparently people don't. So it is what it is. Hopefully they learn. Hopefully the message gets to them that they are just focusing on the thing that they don't want, and they're just getting more of it. Probably no, read that one. Didi's like, all right. I said all I'm gonna say. You said that then, but I've said quite a bit, so you might come back with something, so it's okay. Propaganda says, yeah, God said to me, you lot can have 4 wives, but I can have as many as I want. That's Momo's story, and he's sticking to it. Yeah, no, I understand that perspective. I get it. Gospel says, yeah, he was wicked messenger, so evil, and he stuck to his Momo name. You guys, stop it. Honestly, if you're gonna do that stuff, I have to balance it out. I have to say, according to the Jews, Jesus is in excrement in hell. You know, because he's the fake Messiah. If we're just gonna start popping shots at different people just because we don't agree with them, you know, everyone could play this game. Everyone can play this game, and I don't want to play these games here. So, and I expected better from you guys. Honestly, that's disappointing. I'll have to skip some of your messages now. Okay. Yeah, I'm not impressed with some of the comments, guys. Honestly, like propaganda. Seriously, I don't like Islam because it's demonic. Really, you're the educated man. You're the genius who does all this computer programming, and that's your argument for why you don't like Islam. Honestly, what's demonic? Have you seen demonic? Like, are they sitting there casting demons? Have you seen them do this stuff? Like, what are you talking about? Demonic? Is it because Muhammad apparently dressed in Aisha's clothes that makes it demonic? Is that all it takes to become demonic? Like, honestly, that is insane. That is retarded. Yeah, seriously not impressed with you guys today. That is just disappointing. Honestly, thought higher of you guys. But it's fine. It is what it is. Gospel says, D, change subject. It is what it is. You never strike a woman, period. I will strike a woman. I've hit a woman in the past. Do you know why? Because she hit me. She came at me like a man, so she got treated like a man. Okay? There is no bullshit of, oh, you don't strike a woman. No, a woman has to behave like a woman. If she wants to be treated and respected like a woman, she has to behave and act like a woman. If women are going to act like men and go ahead and attack men and then they get smacked, that's whatever. In this situation, I know with the story that you're mentioning, she doesn't hit him. And like I said in the story, you have to look at the context. He's an old man. He's older. She's younger. Okay? She's a kid. As much as you guys love to remind everyone, you know this yourself. She's a kid. If he pushes her on the chest, he doesn't smack her across the face. He doesn't draw blood. It doesn't say any of that in the text. You've just inferred malice intent, and you've just gone, oh, look, he smacked her because she said he hit her. Yeah, but you also ignore the parts where she says that he's very loving and caring. You ignore all of that part, but you focus on this bit. It's insane. It's retarded. Honestly, you guys, honestly, can't believe I'm actually having to have this conversation again, because this is something that I've spoke about previously, and this is something that is childish. It's just childish. Because, like I said, everyone could play this game. I could say Christianity's demonic. They pretend to drink blood and eat the body of a man. You know, they worship a man that came down. You know, anyone could make all these demonic claims they want. Okay, anyone could do this about any religion. Oh, Krishna and all these other. Look at Kali Ma. They're drinking blood and worshipping graves and all this stuff. Oh, demonic. Everything's demonic. Oh, do you know what? Everything's demonic. Nothing's holy. Everything's demonic. You could do that. You could play this game if you really want to, but it's not going to get you anywhere. It really doesn't get you anywhere. It just puts you in a frame of mind which is fear-based, anger-based. It doesn't put you in a mind that's ready to accept God. Okay? Because if you're not ready to accept God, God isn't going to accept you. And if you're stuck in this fear of they're demonic, and just you're not looking at the godliness in people and the spark of life in everyone that comes from God, if you're not seeing that and you're just like demonic, and you just can't understand why someone else has a different bloody culture, then you're a fucking retard. Excuse my French, but it's frustrated me now. It has really frustrated me. Honestly. But it is what it is. Keep pushing forward. Hopefully one day you guys can get off this nonsense. Or you could just leave. Honestly, there's been people who were following my channel right from the beginning, okay? Two big names in particular. I'm not going to name and shame because there's no point, because they've not done anything wrong. They've just decided to go off and do their thing, which is hate Islam somewhere else. So if you are just here to hate on Islam or just want to trash talk other religions or other people or whatever, then go do that somewhere else, okay? Please. I'm more than happy to sit here talking to myself. I'm happy for these videos to just be up here and nobody watch them and they could just live there in prosperity, just so I know that I've done what I can and I've tried to help people the best way I thought I can. If you don't want to be part of the solution, go be part of the problem somewhere else. Don't be the part of the problem here. All right. Proper Geezer says, yeah, boundaries are important, so just give her a slap. Got it. Yeah, you're just being silly. You're being. That's not what I said. It's. Gospel says, yeah, slap. Okay, can put makeup on. Yeah. Once again, you guys are just taking what you want to hear and just running with it. Running with it. You're just going, oh, okay, cool. So it's okay to hit women. No. It's not okay to hit women. I'm not saying it's okay to hit women. I'm saying if women act like men and start hitting men, they deserve to get hit back. Standard. There is no blanket rule of, oh, you just don't hit women. No, that shit doesn't exist. Okay? If you want equal rights, you get equal lefts. Simple as. If you want to act like a hooligan or a belligerent person and attack people, then people will defend themselves. Standard. Okay? Nobody should go out of their way and attack you for no reason. 100% agree. In this situation, we know that they're a married couple. We know that they've got a relationship. We know that he's not beating the crap out of her because she just said he hit me on the chest. She didn't say he smashed my face around until I was bleeding and I was begging him to stop. No, it doesn't say that. That's what you're thinking in your dumb heads. But that's not what it says. You're reading what you want to read into it. You want to create a narrative to go, oh, they're the enemy. That's the only reason you're doing this. That's what I'm saying. Stop making others the problem. Understand that we need to understand each other rather than looking for reasons to fight one another. Oy vey. I've been watching too much of the Jewish channels, which is funny. I've actually not heard one of the Jewish channels use that phrase oy vey, and I think that's like one of those big ones that they use in the movies all the time for whenever they have a Jewish person on screen. They're like oy vey. All right, cool. Yeah, I'm done with this subject. Yeah. What's wrong with the pic of you and Trump? Nothing wrong with the picture of me and Trump. It was funny, but it just wasn't very intelligent. It wasn't an intelligent argument to anything. It was just making fun. And like I said, with you guys, making fun is childish. It's like, yeah, you could do this. Trust me, I've done this before. I have done it myself, okay? When the Big Nose was starting to challenge me whenever I went to Speaker's Corner. He's always coming up to me with a camera in my face and trying to go, okay, I'm going to ask you questions. I'm going to get you this time. Aha, see, I got you now. Trying to trap me in all these games that he was playing with himself. And at that point, I was like, fine, okay, you want to play these games? I'll play one game with you. And I made that one video of him arguing with himself where he asks a question and then he doesn't want to answer it because that's his agenda. So I was just made a video of him arguing with himself because that's his game. That was my response. That was it. It was like, look, I could play these games. I could put out hit pieces. I can make all these videos and make you look as dumb as a doorknob. Okay? I could do that. But I'd rather just let you live your life. You know? So that's the thing with these Muslims. With these Muslims, I was like, you know, you can live your life. Do your dawah ganda. You're going to try and misguide as many people as possible. I'm going to try and guide as many people as possible. Everyone's got their role. But just do it properly, Don't do it with smear campaigns and whatever. But yeah, it's not a major issue for me. Like I said, I don't care. I laughed about it, but it just shows their character. And that's why I was saying, I mentioned it, was the fact that frenemies, these people are nice to my face when I go speaker's corner, and then they do all this dodginess, and they're always talking behind your back, and they always, trust me, these guys are so sly. They're so sly. They always have a Muslim who hovers around trying to listen in whenever I get too close. They're like, oh, he's about to say something. We need to counteract whatever he's going to say, because he's going to say something bad about Muslims. Gospel talking about BDSM for some reason. Propagator says, when are we starting this game of Hangman? I was supposed to start it a while ago, but I was just reading your messages that I did not like. So I got stuck on those. So I'm just reading through your messages. I'm skipping a lot of these just because they're about Mo or something. I would hit you back, D, so don't hit a woman. Respect them no matter what. Honestly, Didi, I like you here. I respect you, but that's dumb. That is so dumb. It's retarded. You know, there's men out there that get beaten by their wives. Literally. There's huge amounts of domestic violence where women beat men constantly. Now, like I said, I'm not saying beat women out of the blue for the sake of it. I'm not saying men should beat wives. I'm not saying that. I'm saying if a woman hits you, you have every right to hit her back. Every right. Self-defense. 101. And if, let's say, Samson was with Delilah and Delilah was to attack him, are you saying that Samson should just allow Delilah to attack him? Or maybe Samson should just allow Delilah to allow the enemies to attack him, because she's a woman? Where do you draw the line? Where do you draw the line? So yeah, if a woman hits you, you hit her back. Because she wants to raise her hands. If she cannot control her emotions and control herself, then yeah, she needs to know that there's consequences for those actions. There are boundaries. There are invisible lines. Yes. Men know this. That's why you don't see men typically, when they're sober, running around punching each other. That's usually when they're drunk and stupid. But women would tend to hit guys when they're angry. And then they'll do it when they're drunk and angry. So yeah, don't give me that BS. All right. Like, respect women. Trust me, I respect women. I love women. I think highly of women. I would never want to go and hit a woman for the sake of it. But in a situation of self-defense and a woman to understand you don't hit someone, you don't raise your hands against someone, you have to show them some kind of discipline, some kind of, this is what you've just made me experience. So why do you have a problem when you experience it? If you don't have a problem with me experiencing you hitting me, then you should have no problem with experiencing me hitting you. Simple rules. Okay? You treat others how you want to be treated. Jesus said this. Okay? So you can't sit there as a woman that says you follow Jesus and say that, oh, no, if a woman hits you, don't worry about it. No. You treat others how you want to be treated. I did not expect all these topics to come up today. This is funny. It's all topics that we've talked about in the past. It's all topics we've talked about in the past, but you guys just want to bring it back, don't you? Probably for the love of God, give it a rest. It's your fault, guys. Your fault for being dumbasses in the chat. You should not have got me going. You put the nickel in, or the quarter in. You put the quarter in. You got me going. Didi says you're going down a road, deed that not anyone supporting a slapping man, period. Nothing childish, just a man is a man. A arrogant man, narcissist will do the slaps and hits. Run. You're going down a road, deed that not anyone supporting a slapping man, period. Listen, I'm not saying go around slapping people. I'm saying that situational. And if you're going to read a story of a kid and take one aspect of it and go, look at this relationship, it's evil, and ignore the 90% of it where she goes, she loves him and she respects him and that she adores him and all this other stuff, you're going to ignore all of that and just focus on that 1% that says this one thing that suits your narrative. You're making up bullshit for your own sake. You're making up bullshit to be angry for your own reasons. I ain't saying anything evil. I ain't saying anything bad. I'm saying straight facts. I'm saying, listen, if someone hits you, you hit them back. If someone does something and you push them away from you, there's a chance that if you're bigger than them, they might consider that as you hitting them. Should you apologize? Yes, you're not trying to hurt them. But at the same time, it's not you in trying to hit them, like push them and hit them as in, you know what I mean? You have to look at context and everything, and you guys just look at the context when it suits you. Gospel says, retards, I will leave. You are condoning this. Go, Didi, honestly. If you say it yourself, listen to what I'm saying and not what I'm not saying. You're focusing on what I'm not saying. You just made this thing up about how you are condoning this evil wickedness. I'm not condoning evil wickedness. No, that's not what I've said. I've said in a situation where an older man may push a younger person, to that younger person, it may feel like a hit. And if this hit is very significant as a common behavior from this person, you would see it everywhere in other stories. But you don't. You find it here. And this is the only time you focus on it because that's the only time it happens. So whatever, you could call it condoning evil wickedness. I call it having common sense. So yeah, if you ain't down with common sense, you're more than welcome to leave. Okay, I ain't here to please anyone. I'm just here to tell you the truth. Okay, and stand by the truth. I don't care about the Muslims, the Christians, the Jews, the Buddhists, the this, that. I don't care what group you're part of. I'm not here to back any particular group. I'm here to back the truth and the truth alone. And in this situation, I don't know the full truth. I know what is presented in this hadith, and I know what's presented in the rest of the hadiths. So based on this information, this little information I know, where I have zero power over any judgment, that's up to God. I have zero power over any judgment. Me to say my personal opinion that, hey, it doesn't seem like a big deal if it's a one-time thing where she may have misunderstood it as a hit. And you can't understand that, then you're being crazy. You're being crazy. You're being retarded. And I love you, Didi. I love you, Didi. But that is just being retarded. Propaganda says that was a joke about give her a slap. Yeah, no, I realized. Om Nam Shivaya. Trying to get me calm down. Trust me, I'm calm. I am calm. It's just I've tried not to be too strict with you guys. I've tried to give you a bit of leniency and try to allow you guys to grow and take your time and do what you need, because I'm like, you know, everyone's journey's at their own pace. But these are things that I've spoken about previously and we're bringing them up now and we're acting like kids and saying silly things like, oh, is this what you're saying? You're condoning evilness and wickedness. No, that's not what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying. I've repeated it plenty of times. If you don't get it, you don't get it because you don't want to get it. That's a you problem, not a me problem. So at that point, if you do want to leave, you can leave. Like I said, if you want to go bash Islam, please go do that somewhere else. You're more than welcome to do that on plenty of other channels. Honestly, this whole channel's dedicated to this stuff. This whole channel's dedicating to sitting there and spreading hate about something that you don't want in your life, but you're constantly bringing into your life by thinking about it. You're more than welcome to go do that. Honestly. Please be my guest. But here, I like to look at different perspectives. I like to try and understand the truth. The truth, as much as I can understand it, the true truth, only God knows. But I will stand by the fact that we can't make judgments like we do in certain situations because we don't have all the facts, and we're just talking from a place of arrogance and what's the word? Tribal mentality, arrogance and tribal mentality. That's where that comes from. Yeah, it is what it is. I'm not angry. I'm gonna go home. I'm not gonna go home. I already am at home. I'm gonna go to bed, like sleep like a baby. Like, and there's no hard feelings against Didi or Proper Giza. I don't hate any of you guys, but I am disappointed. But at the same time, I'm like, do you know what? It is what it is. It is what it is. You know, if you guys don't get it, maybe someone else will find the stream one day and get what I'm saying, and it'll help them, maybe, hopefully. Anyway, Proper Geezer says in future I'll write joke before my comment, so it's obvious. No, I get the fact that it's a joke, but it's a joke at someone else who we know is a group of people. You know what I mean? It's. I get the jokes. Trust me, I like jokes. I don't mind doing jokes, but on this particular channel, I want to just keep it to growth things. We could do jokes which are PG, like things that keep the peace. If you really want to do like crazy dumb jokes and like where we just offend everyone, I can make a separate channel for that if you really, really want. But I find jokes funnier when they're funny and they're not just to offend. You know what I mean? If it fits in with the narrative kind of thing, it's one of those situations. Who did the Trump picture? It was Dawa Wise, I think. It wasn't a Trump picture. It was a short with me and Trump on top of my head, like with this split screen. I missed one from Didi. I didn't know you were that ignorant, Didi, promoting this. Gone. Hope you will come to your senses. God never was okay with hitting a woman. Jesus said he without sin cast the first stone. No one. Yeah, you're misunderstanding the damn verse, woman. God damn it. I hate when people get like this righteous indignation. He who is without sin cast the first stone is about punishing people. Like in a situation of, oh, she sinned against God, we need to punish her because she did this bad thing. In this situation, it's not a punishment of, oh, you sinned against me or you sinned against God and this is a punishment. No, it's more of a, this is a consequence. This is why you don't hit people, because people can hit you back. If you don't understand that simple fact, you are fucking brain dead. You are brain dead. Honestly, I don't know why it's so hard to understand this. Let's put it in terms that everyone would understand. If country A attacks country B will have to attack country A back to tell them that they cannot do this. The level of attack they do will determine whether it's an appropriate response. Okay? So someone barging me and then me stabbing them is not an appropriate response. If someone punches me and I punch them back, that's an appropriate response. You see what I mean? So I'm not advocating for just flat out violence. That's what your dumbass is not understanding. It's saying there's consequences for actions. If you throw a ball up in the air, what happens? It comes down. Yes, great. You learned a lesson. What goes up must come down. You've learned a great lesson. Now, here's another lesson. You hit someone, you could get hit back. So don't hit anyone. Control yourself. Now, instead of learning this lesson, retards are going to sit there and say, oh, no, but Jesus said, he who is without sin cast the first. The lesson is don't hit anyone. The lesson isn't to hit people back. The lesson is beware. If you hit someone, you will get hit back. Hi, ma marja. That's the Indian for, oh my days, oh my God. Come on, Didi. Honestly, I love you, but you being so dense on this right now. And I think it's just this whole womanly thing of like, oh, standing up for women. I get it. Stand up for women. Trust me, I could tell you stories about me putting myself in danger for women I will never ever meet again. And I had no connection to them whatsoever. Okay. I've put myself in places and situations where I could have got stabbed or killed or whatever. Okay. Trust me. I like women. I want to protect women. I want to help women. But if women are going to act like men and hit people, they should understand there are consequences for this action. Simple as. Just like a man should understand that if he goes out and robs someone, he might go to prison. If he goes out and kills someone, he might get put in prison. Everyone knows that there's consequences to your actions. That's all it is. Shiva says, have you seen Dev Patel's movie Monkey Man? Yes, I have. That was pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie, that was pretty epic. Sorry, my ears are hurting. One sec. Oi. There we go. Been streaming a while, an hour 41. Longer stream than usual. I guess that's why the ears are hurting. But yes, Dev Patel's Monkey Man. Yeah, very cool. Very interestingly done. I remember specifically that there was one fight scene where they were going up the stairs or something, and the way they were punching in the stairwell and stuff, it was just very close knit. It was very cool. It was really cool. And then some of the fighting scenes in the kitchen as well, pretty epic. Yeah, it was interesting. Interesting movie. I watched it a while back, so I could probably do with a refresher. But I think from the name Monkey Man, I went in assuming that it was like a modern day version of Hanuman, the story of Hanuman or something. It was like a modern day version of that. But I didn't actually know the story of Hanuman going in, so I don't know if that's true or not. So maybe you could tell me, Shivites. You seem to have some insider knowledge on these things. Proper user says joke. So what you're saying, Mom? I nearly read it. Didi's back says, so Aisha should have been able to hit him back. At that point, yes. Yeah, she should have gone and... But the thing is, like I said, if she hit him back and said, ow, like, you hit me, why'd you hit me? He probably would have turned around and said, I'm sorry, it wasn't meant to be a hit, it was meant to be a push, and then they have a conversation. This is what humans do. Humans have conversations. Well, good humans. People who are connected to God, people who want to find God, people who want God in their life, they would typically have conversations first, rather than anything. So Momo doing that wasn't the smartest of ideas, but obviously if he was startled, if he was just like really offended and he just wanted to kind of create some distance, because the thing is this, if you understand women, you know that when they upset you, they come close to you, they want to hug, they want to console you. And at that point, a man may want to go, no, I need a bit of space, let me just think about this, like what you've just done, like this thing's just happened, let me process it, stop with the cuddles and the cutesiness, step back. Like I can imagine that situation like being completely natural, and her then going, oh, he pushed me because she's so small. That I can see that happening naturally in my head. I can see that as a perfectly reasonable scenario, especially like I said, if it doesn't fit, because that scenario fits the pattern of everything else she says. Oh, he was loving, he was caring, he was this, he was that, she loved him, she adored him. It matches all of that scenario I've just painted in my head. Now, if you've got evidence to show something else, I'm more than happy to hear it and go, okay, maybe I'm wrong. But in this scenario, I can't condemn the man. I don't know the man. Only God is the one who decides. So it's not for me to decide if he's good or bad. Or Aisha, like I said, she could have hit him back in a way, and then he could have realized that, okay, I may have hit her too hard, and that's why she feels like I hit her rather than pushing her away. Had a quick conversation about that. He could have said, listen, Aisha, I just wanted to push you away. I needed some space. Let me just think about this, because I'm really upset that you just pushed your boundaries and followed me here when I was trying to be close to God. I just wanted some private time, and you couldn't give me this. You know what I mean? People love the drama. Stop going to the drama as a first instant response. Okay, don't go to the drama. Drama is gonna happen eventually, but you don't want that to be your first response to life situations. Propaganda says another joke, and then another joke, and then Shiva says the hadiths were written 300 years after Muhammad. Yeah, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying the hadiths are accurate. I'm not saying they're written by God. I'm not saying any of that. I'm saying gospel is using the hadith to show me that this woman was abused by her husband. And I'm saying, okay, in that same hadith that you're using as evidence of her getting abused, it shows evidence of her loving him and him loving her and having a loving relationship. So by the evidence that you've brought in full context, your point about this one minute incident is invalid to anything, and I can't look at it with any kind of serious value. Simple as. It's nothing to do about whether the hadiths came before or after. I don't care about hadiths or Quran or any other book. Okay, I don't care. Just care about the truth and God. That's all I care about. Propagator says offenses taken, not given. Cool. Propagator says that's not the point of John 8:7. Which one was John 8:7? I don't remember. So where do you stand on trans women playing in women's sports? They should not be in women's sports. It's in the name. I can't believe people make this so damn complicated. Look, men, women, trans women. Job done. You got your 3 separate categories. You got the men over here with the men, biological men, job done. You got the biological women with the biological women, job done. And then you got anything else in the middle. In the middle, they could have their own sports. If there's enough of them and they want to do sports, they could go ahead and do it. And you could do it with the people that are like you, other men who have transitioned into women, or other women who have transitioned into men, to make it fair. Or are you saying that you don't, unless the trans people don't want to play with other trans people, unless they're being transphobic? It's a simple solution, but it's not complicated. It's not complicated. Oh, I don't know. Let's see. Probably says the Monkey Man film was good film. Yeah. Good movie. Hope he does more movies. Yeah, Dev Patel's good. He was in Slumdog as well, I think. Right? Or what was it? Yeah, that one, and Life of Pi. Life of Pi was pretty interesting too. If that was him. Shivite say, I read that one. Probably says, I think I'm gonna go watch it again. Yes, I'm probably gonna watch Monkey Man again as well. Probably says a joke. I need a bit of fun after tonight's lecture. Hey, apparently you guys needed it. Apparently you needed it because my message still isn't getting across. If it's not coming across, then obviously I am a bad teacher, and I need to look into that and try and be a better teacher. But also, students need to be better too. Students need to be constantly trying to improve. If you are students, if you guys aren't students, then then don't argue with me. Just go, cool, that's what you believe, and move on. I don't like having students anyway. I had one student. And failed them. So they were like, nope, we don't want to learn from you anymore. You're a dumbass. So yeah, the one student I had, I don't have anymore. So yeah, I don't think I'd be a good teacher. But what I can try and share, I do try and share. the best I can. Shiva says absolutely. Propaganda says joke. Yeah, stop taking it out of context. This is not going to finish that one. Geisha, welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Says hello everyone. Grace to you all. Trans rights versus human rights. They are both equal in God's eyes. There is no such thing as trans rights. There's just human rights. Human rights would be the same as those human rights that trans people have because they're still human. I think if that's what you're saying, I think that's the question's wrong in that, like, they're human being. If human being, in God's eyes, He's created us. He's created us with a level of sovereignty, an innate sovereignty within ourselves, but that needs to be understood and accessed through what I would say is the righteous path. Because the thing is, there's a lot of people go, oh, okay. Oh, there's people who go, oh, I'm like God. I'm God. I'm God in human experience. And then they go off and they end up creating an ego of they are God. They don't understand the true essence of that relationship that you're supposed to have. So this is the thing, that when people do these certain mind games of, oh, I'm a this, I'm a trans, I'm a that, I'm a that, they end up creating these labels, boxes, and they don't truly understand who they really are, yada yada yada. So yes, they're still human beings. They still have God-given rights, God-given sovereignty, innate sovereignty within themselves, but they need to find that, just like everyone else, just like a straight person, just like the straight person running after all these girls at the clubs, trying to find a different one every night. You know, same issues, just different confusions. Shiva says Lion was a good film too. Lion, I've not seen Lion. I'll have to check out the trailer on that one. Propaganda says I agree with you on trans women and sport. I just wanted to know what you thought. Oh yeah, just basic common sense. It's just basic common sense. You know, if you're a woman that used to be a man, obviously you've been born with the bone density, the testosterone of a man, the strength of a man, and you've grown up with certain chemistry that's made you different to a woman. You know, that's biology. Simple. So obviously getting a trans woman to then fight or play other female sports with other natural women, they're going to have a competitive edge, and it's not fair. It's not fair for sportsmanship. It's not fair for what's the other one? Not sportsmanship. The game itself. It's just not fair for anyone. It doesn't. They don't need to be there. Like I said, if they want to play sports, they can play with the other trans people, unless they're transphobic. Are you transphobic? Is that why you don't want to play with other trans people? You know, especially nowadays, you got all these variations. I'm sure that you got enough. You got the non-binary, non-binary, the zetas, the betas, the netas, the heaters, all these different gender fluid types of people. You know, there are plenty of them. Throw them all into the trans category, and they could all play amongst themselves. You know, because they're not sure what they are, so it doesn't matter. We don't need to figure it out because they're not sure. So we don't need to be sure. We just stick with the men and the female, the ones that are sure. It's not complicated. But yeah, I get it. You just wanted to know what I said, what I thought. Probably to say, hey buddy, you missed all the fun. Yes, you did, Geisha. You missed all the fun. Oh, I've upset Dee. I've upset Gospel, but it is what it is because I'm gonna stand on the truth. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I ain't gonna lie. I'm not gonna sit here and pretend and go, oh, I never hit a woman just so that the women like me. No, I don't give a shit. I stand by the truth. The truth is, if a woman hits you, she has given up permission. She's given consent at that point to get hit back. Goes for men as well. As soon as a man hits you, he's given consent to get hit back. And it's something I said to you guys in the other day, like I play by the rules that other people set. If you want to set the rules of the game and you do what you want according to your rules, don't get upset if I carry on playing by your rules. You know, if you think it's okay to go around hitting people, then don't be upset if I decide to hit you back. Simple. And it's not to say I want to hit you back. It's not to say that I want to hit you back. It's just to say there's consequences to your actions. Simple as. Simple as. It's a cause and effect. Cause and effect. Simple cause and effect, guys. Okay, so I think I'm going to end the stream there. Done enough rants, and it's been a nice long stream, actually. Nearly 2 hours. So I did want to do a bit of a long one today. So hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Hope you guys had some fun listening to my rant. Hopefully you guys got some wisdom. Hope you guys dropped this childish nonsense about trying to laugh at the expense of other people just to create this tribalistic mentality. It's like, no, that's not what we do here. That's not what we do here. We hope that people learn. We look for the best in people, but we're realistic. We cut people off when we have to. Going full circle back to frenemies. When you go back to frenemies, yeah, you got to cut people off when they will try and manipulate you and make you feel guilty into believing their way of thinking. It's like, no, I go by logic. If you could logically give me a reason as to why I should go with what you're saying, then I will listen. But if it's just emotional blackmail, no. But anyways, that's it for tonight, guys. I will leave it here. I hope you guys have an amazing evening. I will hopefully see you tomorrow. Hopefully. Probably just said no, Hangman. No, I did say Hangman. I did have it in my hand until now. We'll do one game of Hangman and then we'll call it. So the Hangman game is going to be... It's going to be a place. All right. It's a place. I think probably just said S earlier. There is no S. S is not there. So you got the first thing. While we wait for more letters, Suvi asks a question. Welcome back, Suvi. What if the guy is an abuser and hits the woman? Well, at that point, she should be going to the police, going to her brothers, her uncles, some kind of man to take care of her. At that point, yeah. If a woman is being hit by a larger man and she's going to get overpowered, at that point, try and calm the situation down as quickly as possible, and then go to a man that you trust, someone you rely on, someone you could count on, someone who will protect you, and get them to help you. That's why that's why typically back in the day the fathers would find the husband for their daughters, and this is why the fathers would give away the daughter at the wedding. The father gives the daughter away to the husband because he would have checked out the guy to make sure he's solid, make sure that he's vetted him, and made sure that this is the kind of person he wants to marry his daughter, because she's going to be with him for the rest of his life and that they're going to have kids together. This isn't a temporary thing. No one got married as we'll see how long it lasts. No, it was we're getting married for life. Find the right person for you. So the father would do this job. He would find the right person, and then he would then marry the daughter off to this person, blah, blah, blah. Obviously, nowadays, when you have boyfriend, girlfriends, and when people are doing all the stupidness, things happen. People don't look for the good qualities in the person. They just see the distractions. They go, oh, he's fun, but they don't see the they don't see any other substance to this person. There's no depth to this person. They're just shallow living on the fun level. So yeah, this comes from discernment. So this is why I say that men and women should be more discerning in who they get into long-term relationships with. And if a guy who is an abuser hits a woman and he's larger and he's stronger, she should try and calm the situation down as quickly as possible and then get the hell out of there and find a man that can protect her, who is usually a father. And at that point, she'll tell her dad, she'll go, Dad, you messed up. He wasn't the right guy, but Dad should have done a good job. The only time that she'd have to go to Dad is if, I don't know, he turned into an alcoholic or something, some kind of issues happen later on in life. But yeah, so it's more about, yeah, women should be protected, but it's like in that situation, Suvi, if the guy is an abuser and hits the woman, if the woman hits first, she's retarded. If she knows this guy is an abuser, he gets violent, and she goes and hits him first, knowing that the reaction is going to be he beats me, retarded woman. But if it's just in the case of just someone bigger hitting a smaller woman, yeah, then obviously she just needs to go to someone who can protect her. So you say, should the girl hit back? And if she does, she's inviting herself to an ass whooping. Yeah, no, not in that situation. So obviously, like I said, in the situation of the Muhammad and Aisha, if it was a situation of just like pushing and stuff like that, if it wasn't described as he lost his cool, he pulled his leather belt off and started whipping me across the face with it and across the body, and I had to shrivel up into a ball while he carried on whipping me, and I cried myself to sleep that night. If that's not the story, don't make that the story in your head. If the story is he pushed her, he hit her on the chest. So a chest isn't something that you would typically go for as a point of hitting to cause pain. That's more of a either push away or a kind of like, you should know better. Like, come on, you should know better. It's not a I'm gonna kill you situation. So yeah, it's all context. It's all about context. But at a point, if she can't escape, she will escape eventually. Okay, she will escape eventually. If she decides to stay, that's on her. If she decides to give him another chance, that's on her to be stupid and make that choice. Okay, there'll be an opportunity for her to leave whenever she wants to, but it's whether she wants to or not. Because unfortunately, what tends to happen as well, a lot of people in abusive relationships tend to go into these abusive relationships because they believe that's the kind of relationship they deserve. So it's kind of like a self-fulfilling prophecy. So they go into this relationship because they feel like they deserve abuse. They get abused and they go, oh, see, I got abused because I deserve it. I ain't going to find anyone better. I just deserve abuse, blah, 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 blah. They go into this negative spiral. Dangerous, dangerous, dangerous. This is why I say family important, dad's important, helping make decisions, brothers important, cousins important, obviously the ones that you can trust. You have dodgy relatives too. I get it. I know life is hard. Okay, I'm not saying it's easy. I'm not saying it's always going to be easy, but I'm just saying we have to try and help ourselves the best way we can, and we need to try and understand the tools around us in these certain situations. But probably to say, Suvi, shut you, we're playing Hangman. But they don't go in this generation. Back in the days, I understand. I thought we finished tonight's sermon. Yeah, so did I, but she had a question. I thought it was the first question was decent. The next question about but what if she can't escape? And it's just like, oh, okay, well now we're just going into what if this, what if that, what if that. Yeah, I'm not going to go into what if this, what if that. That's where I'm going to draw the line. But the first question was good. I liked. I thought it was a good question to have. Suvi says, no, I mean, what if the guy has been abused himself and then gets in a relationship and hits the woman? Then he's a dumbass for getting into a relationship without dealing with his issues first. he should have dealt with his issues before, especially if it's something like abuse. Obviously what he's done there is he's obviously gone into that next relationship hoping that either A, this person will be able to fix them, or B, distract them. And neither one of those things are good, because it's codependency and it's distraction. Neither one of those is good. Neither one of them is actually dealing with the issue. They're both running away. Could be lots of situations. Says Suvi. Propagiza says, can we finish the game? Then Propagiza, you said S. I did S. Did you do another one? Is that an I or an L, or is that you just trying to get my attention? So he says, thanks for answering. No worries. When you say place, is it a city, country, or famous place? It's a city. It's a city. Shiva says, lol, force should only be used when all M. Don't know what all M means. I. It's an I. Yes. There is an I. Force should only be used when all peaceful means have failed. Yes. Yes, exactly. That's why I said, like, even Mohammed, the first thing I could think of someone who's surprised and whatnot is using words. The only reason I could see someone using force is at that point to push someone away, to say, give me space, especially if it's in a situation where they are explaining that they were upset. You know, it's like the story tracks and it makes sense. But yeah, force should only be used when all peaceful means have failed. 100%. Letter D, yes. Come on, is it? Who's gonna guess it? Who's gonna guess it? Who's gonna guess it first? Who's gonna guess it first? Who's gonna guess it first? Come on, this one's so easy. Who's gonna guess first? Yeah, probably he's got it. Deadly. It's because I'm Indian. That's why I thought of it. I was like, I'm Indian. I'll pick the Indian place. All right, we'll do one more because that was kind of fun. There you go. It's a bigger one. Place of interest. Place of interest. It's a place of interest. Come on, pick a letter. Oh, A. There's no A. There's no A. Anyone else? You could jump in as well with your letters. S. I shouldn't have picked a big word. You guys are struggling, aren't you? You guys are thinking hard. How hard is it to think of a letter? Come on. There's a T. You've got an S and a T. Come on, that should be enough to guess this one. That should be enough to guess this. But we'll see. Come on, another letter. No M. No M. It's a place of interest. A place of interest. E. You must know this place. It's the famous place, Stee. Come on, place of interest. Anyone brave enough to take a guess? God, your chat is so damn slow. Have you guys gone to sleep? Is it bedtime for you guys over there? Is that what it is? Come on, drop a letter or I'm going to have to just solve it for you guys. No R, but there is an O. Come on. You should have got it by now. Place of interest. Come on, someone just be brave and say it. Say the first thing that comes into your mind. Yes, proper geezer got it. Stonehenge. That's the one. Stonehenge. Awesome. All right, that was a little bit of fun. We ended it on a nice little note. Even if I gave you a lecture today that you guys need, still stand by the lecture. Big up. Big up. Your turn. What you want to? We just done two. I can't do a third one. We'll be going for 2 hours 15 minutes. Oh. I need to take these headphones off because they're killing now. I think I'm done with the stream. But we'll play. We'll play a bit of Hangman in the future. I'll try and make it a bit more spiritual. I don't know how I can make it more spiritual, but somehow I'll think of something. But we'll do Hangman and some other games for sure. But yeah, otherwise it's been a pleasure as always, guys. Hope you guys have an amazing evening. Love you all. Take care all. Have an amazing time. Bye.
Yeah, I've been through the shadows, walked in the night, seen the world get heavy, try to crush my light. The hope keeps burning deep in my soul, the flame that won't fade, yeah, it keeps me whole. When life gets rough and the clouds roll in, hope is the anchor that pulls me again. In the darkest of times, when all seems lost, hope breaks through no matter the cost. Hope never dies, it shines through the pain, through every storm, every drop of rain. When the world goes dim and I'm down to my knees, hope lifts me up, sets my spirit free. They say light can't shine without a little dark. Hope's that spark, yeah, it ignites the heart. When the path ain't clear and the road feels long, hope gives me strength, makes me strong. I've seen despair try to steal my fight, but hope keeps pushing like day through night. It's a voice in my head saying keep going strong, tells me I'm right where I belong. Hope never dies, it shines through the pain, through every storm, every drop of rain. When the world goes dim and I'm down to my knees, hope lifts me up, sets my spirit free. Hope's like the sun after endless rain. It's a light that heals, it's a balm for pain. It don't fade, don't break, don't bend. It's the beat of my heart, my forever friend. So when I'm lost, I look to the sky. Hope's in the stars, it's the reason why. Why stand, why rise, why I keep on fighting. Hope's my armor when the world starts biting. It whispers, hold on, don't give up yet. Through every tear, through every regret, hope's the fire that never goes out. Through every struggle, every doubt, hope never dies, it shines through the pain, through every storm, every drop of rain. When the world goes dim and I'm down to my knees, hope lifts me up, sets my spirit free. Hope's like the sun after endless rain. It's a light that heals, it's a balm for pain. It don't fade, don't break, don't bend. It's the beat of my heart, my forever friend. So when I'm lost, I look to the sky. Hope's in the stars, it's the reason why. Why I stand, why I rise, why I keep on fighting. Hope's my armor when the world starts biting. It whispers, hold on, don't give up yet. Through every tear, through every regret, hope's the fire that never goes out. Through every struggle, every doubt, through every struggle, every doubt, hope never dies.